mechanic, or two uncles were mechanic, or brothers are mechanic, or other brothers are mechanic. I mean, that's the image I always, it resonates with me.
Thanks, Coach.
Why isn't JJ here?
We traditionally bring the guys that are fourth or fifth year players. And believe me, every guy back in Ann Arbor knows exactly why the three guys, Mike Sanders still, Chris Jenkins, Blake Corum, are here. They are walking, talking infomercials for what a football player should be, what a Michigan football player, what we think of it. They're great. Now there's none better than those three for sure, and we have probably 30 some right there with them, still back in Ann Arbor. And I can promise you that all the guys back in Ann Arbor are proud of those three that are here today.
I know it's silly, but he's like one of the two returning quarterbacks. It's kind of like a status thing. Did you have to have a conversation with him about it? About why he wasn't? Okay.
Well, you've been here all day. I mean, I think you understand that I can't comment on any aspect of this situation.
Can you comment on what the experience has been like going through this?
Can't comment on any aspect of it. I always treat everything like a football game. And every time, win or lose, I mean, I come to this podium or this stage since 1982. We go back and been on this stage. Sure, I'm as a football player, football coach, I lay it all out there. But this is one of those situations where I cannot do it.
How do you prepare your team if you won't be able to? What happens then?
Just again, no matter how you frame the question, I mean, I can't. Not at liberty,
Who's the head coach?
unable to talk about any aspect.
Jim, last year, you would just describe, I didn't mention their names, Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant as being distant football guys. Is there any...
And I'm with you too. I hope you know it. I'm with you. I understand. I'm with you. We've never been with each other before. I am with you.
Are there any freshmen that you feel could have that same type of, not necessarily the same capability, but similar capability as Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, guys that really impressed you in your role?
The same. That's maybe. I know I described them as the two as gifts from the football gods. Are we referencing back to that?
Yeah.
It's a really good class. Mid-year guys, the guys that just came in as well. And, I mean, it's a lot of fun. They're going through some of the growth of being a freshman. The unbelievable cool thing is, as we sit here July 27, 2023, it's, people call it attitude, people call it culture. Where the team at, it's in the best place it's been in since I arrived in 2015. Many people have poured into that, right? So going back to 2015, great Michigan men poured into to that, to the point of now it's a walk in the park as a coach to where I go, just watch play. Really study him, then emulate him, copy him, and then go see if you can make him proud of him. Watch Chris Jenkins, really study him, and then go see if you can make him proud of him. And 30 other guys, and that's what we're able to do because many of them studied Aiden Hutchinson, Jake Butt. It's been a long line.
Cade McNamara, what did he
cultural
mean?
momentum.
Cade McNamara, what did he mean to your program just during his time here? And, you know, to beat Ohio State for the first time in 10 years and win a Big Ten title. Just talk about his impact on your football program.
Huge. Huge. There's a great love for Cade. You know, pulling hard for Cade, praying for Cade, and he tells me he's in a great place, and things are going great for him. And you know, there with Eric All, that another favorite, another beloved son. Cade to all of us. We go back a long way, and there's somebody that, you know, went into a game in 2020. We were down 17 points, and just started bringing us back right from the minute he went in the game. Got a big hit right before halftime, and then saw the gravel and the gut that he had. And brought our team back for an overtime win, and then took off from there. Beat Ohio State, won the Big Ten championship. He would be one of those great Michigan men. And now he's a Hawkeye, but love hasn't changed.
Hey Jim, a little off topic. This is the 40th year of the Colts moving from Baltimore to Indianapolis, and you were a key player in some of the most important teams early on here in Indianapolis. Give me some of your thoughts, some of your great memories. Obviously, it's a big smile.
It does. Yeah, warms the cockles of the heart to remember some of those days. Yeah, just hard to put into words. It was at a time in my life where I had my nose bloody, coming from a team coming from Chicago, and then you know, welcomed here into this team, this organization. She has a special place in my heart. The teammates too, the coaches, Ted Marchibroda, Lindy Fonte, Ron Blackledge, so many of those great guys that have influenced my career. Wouldn't be where I am without those great men. Super teammates. I mean, and I know I've referenced it. I mean, some of the folks here can tell you. I mean, we're talking about our 21 team in Michigan, so similar to our 95 Colts team, where everybody contributed, everybody played a role in success. Everybody was happy for the other guy's success. Very cool. Brings back great memories.
Coach Josiah told us this spring that he felt like he had something coming in.
How much is driven by just a gut feel that this is now the guy? This is the guy that has whatever it is you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, as much as can be objective, and there's some objective, subjective. I mean, much of it, you know, as much as you possibly can, objective. Yeah. Gut feel, I've never been a big fan of that. Somebody says their gut, you know, I had a gut feeling. You sure that wasn't gas? You know, I've never been a big fan of, you know, making any decisions over gut feeling.
Jim, are you concerned? I know you don't want to talk about any of it, or whatever, but are you concerned about what is hanging out there, being a big distraction through preseason camp, etc.? When it comes to your football team, what's hanging out there with you and the NCAA?
Yeah, again, I can't comment on anything that's related to that.
But I guess how are you going to keep it from being a distraction?
I know you're going to get tired of hearing this, but I can't comment on any aspect.
And you're talking about the offensive line earlier today. So you feel like you have 10 starters.
Yeah.
There are two spots that starters are leaving that do have to be filled. I know you brought in Ladarius Henderson and Drake Nugent among them. Do you consider them at that left tackle and center spot right now, or how are they coming?
Yeah, center. I think you have two starting centers. You have Drake, and you have Crippen and Drake. Both are, we think, starting caliber. We even think they're both Big Ten caliber, all Big Ten caliber, possibly even all American caliber. There's an example of who's going to start. We're going to start the best player. How are we going to know who the best player is? They play the best. I see that in tackle too. Barnhart, Trente, Miles Hinton, and Ladarius. There's four starting tackles. And you know starting tackle when you see one, and that's also going to have to play out.
In 2018-19, Brenda Tracy spoke here about service misconduct, sort of an educational campaign. What was the decision to not bring her back after COVID, and is there a plan to bring her back?
There was never any decision not to bring her back. She came back. She was an honorary captain after she spoke to us.
Since 2020.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Brenda. She's impacted not only our team, and went to my brother's team, into a lot of teams. And I could probably give you we have a long list of people that talk to our team pretty much daily during training camp. We're looking to learn and grow at any possibility, any and every opportunity.
Jim, after what happened at the end of the Michigan State game last year, do you have any concerns that rivalry has gotten too nasty, and is there anything that either program about that?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is mutual respect, tremendous competition, and that's what we're striving for.
Do you have that for Michigan State right now?
Yes, we have that for Michigan State. Mutual respect, and it is great competition.
Do you feel that's reciprocated?
That's unknowable for me to know that.
Have you spoken with Mel Tucker since the incident?
No.
Jim, I think you used the phrase cultural momentum.
Yeah.
When you're coming off 2 years where you're Big Ten champs, you made the playoff 2 straight years, is it any different at all, motivating or pushing a team in a season like this as opposed to a couple of years ago when you didn't have this level of evidence of success? What is it any different in year 3 when you've been so successful the past 2 years?
I would just, in the conversations that I have with the players, where I used to tell them a message, say, for example, they will tell that message to me now. Coach, it doesn't matter what we did last year. It doesn't matter what we did the last 2 years. Now we're doing it again. And the only time that matters is now. That would be my evidence.
What do you think are the biggest things that have been different the last 2 years that have allowed you guys to beat Ohio State and get to the top of the Big Ten?
With like a lot of things, a lot of little things that people think are little things, or the minutia. I mean, it's really a thousand little things. It's the work. If you ever analyzed it or took it apart, you'd understand that it's the work, the compiled work.
I don't think we've spoken to you since Josh Wallace joined the team. Why did you feel the need to bring him on? What does he add to the quarterback league?
He was a really good player. We were really good players. We're wanting to come to Michigan, and keep taking really good players as long as we can. Yeah, I would. I predict that. Yeah, that he's got the license and the ability to do that.
Jim, is there anything specific to Georgia that you do during the Beat Georgia period?
Yeah, I mean, the emphasis is stopping the run and being able to run the ball when the other team knows you're going to run the ball. That's what I really respect about that team, their ability to run the ball when the other team knows they're running the ball and to be able to stop the run.
Jim, much has been made of the Blake Corum's return, of course, having Donovan Edwards, but what is the plan to integrate some freshman running backs and maybe underclassmen into this unit coming up?
The plan, I mean, to play the best players. I think the real challenge, and it's a great challenge to have, is the amount of playmakers that we have on offense at the skill positions, and really just dictate that we have got to get the ball to Blake so many times a game. We got to get it to Donovan. That pretty much that same amount that Blake does. There'll be a third running back. It'll be designated touches per game. The three wide receivers, equal reps, equal targets for those three touches, and the tight ends. And there's four of them, especially the top two guys, and to be able to spread that out, it's got to help to be able to. How hard that would be to defense is a thought I have in my head. Like day would follow night, that would be. You would expect that if we can spread that out where everybody eats, everybody touches the ball, and we can come back on a Sunday and look at that game tape from Saturday and go targets, hit the 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 targets, and then be able to see that on those targets went all over the field, horizontally, vertically, and everybody was able to contribute. And possibly they didn't know where the ball was going at any one time. That's a challenge for our coaches, for us coaches to be able to utilize the talent that we have on the offensive side of the ball, especially at the skill positions.
Have you had a team like this with that kind of positional depth across the skill positions?
All that's to be determined, right? I mean, but my honest answer, no, I don't think so. And I don't think I'm wrong. I think they're that talented.
You, Jim, how has it benefited you as a coach and the program overall when you delegated some of the play calling on offense a couple years ago? How's that helped you guys?
Pardon me?
How has it helped the program over the last couple of years when you decided a few years ago to delegate some of the play calling and offense to the coordinator? How has that helped you as a coach with the program overall?
Yeah, it's been a real joy to have such a tremendous coaching staff. The defensive coaches, the offensive coaches, the special teams coaches. I'm thrilled with the coaching staff, and they're just so good. They're at the level. People ask me, I was asked the question today, like who are your mentors in football? Who do you talk with? Who do you go to and talk football with? And the answer is I just walk down the hall. I walk down the hall, my own coaches. They're like, the relationship is the same as it is with my brother, who's also a football coach, that I have with the coaches that are on our staff. And when I walk down that hall, every time you hear engagement. There's not people in their offices just with the doors closed. They're together, they're talking football. It's defensive coaches, they're talking offensive coaches, special teams coaches, talking to defensive and offensive coaches. it's back and forth. It's tremendous dialogue. It's a tremendous collaborative environment.
What's your scheduling philosophy for like the first month of